Hello and welcome to the Cobcast, Inside the Grind with the National Corn Growers Association. I'm Dusty Weiss, and today we have a special message from NCGA President Ken Hartman. Ken, how are things going down in Southern Illinois there? Happy holidays, man.
Oh, well, thank you. Happy holidays to you. Doing well. Kind of a cloudy day here, but, it's in the 30s to 40s, so not bad for this time of year. We're approaching the holidays and looking at the end of the year here. We're lucky that we're finally getting things slowed down a little bit and reflecting on the holidays. And in 2024, we had a lot of things happening. Depending on where you farm, the season started out well in some areas, but then other areas got too much rain. Other areas didn't get enough rain. And not to mention the corn prices, concerns with them right now, and basically all the following developments we had in D.C. over the November election. So through all these exciting moments and stressful ones, one of the remaining truths is when we work together as a team, farmers work in groups like NCGA and NCGA working with other ag groups, we can really make things happen and get things done.
Well, and that's just it, Ken. One of the great strengths of the National Corn Growers Association is it's everybody pulling together in the same direction. And frankly, we've seen the results of that here in the past week and even just the past few days. We have a lot to be thankful for right now as corn growers in America. We definitely got a few things off of our Christmas wish list in the past few days. But let's start with the big news that broke late on Friday about Mexico's proposed GMO corn ban. The dispute settlement panel convened under the USMCA trade agreement ruled in our favor on all counts, finding that Mexico's measures are not based on science and undermine the market access that Mexico agreed to provide in the USMCA. That's a quote from their ruling. It is a sweeping win, a walk-off home run for U.S. growers. How are you feeling about it, Ken?
Oh, I'm feeling great. This is a big win for national corn growers. This is a big win for agriculture because of the fact of the GMOs. I mean, GMOs have always been safe. We've been working on this a long time. We signed up with the USMCA agreement back in 2020 early. Then later on in the year, the Mexican president put a ban on GMOs. And then in 2023, we started working with our USTR and our USDA about how this ban is not right. It's not agreeable with USMCA. We've been working on it for 2 years. We worked with them as far as creating a panel, and now it's out. We won all 7 counts. I mean, it's huge for us, and it's huge for trade in general.
I mean, Mexico is the biggest customer for U.S. grown corn that there is. Can you give us a little bit more background on that? Why was this such a priority for us at the NCGA?
Well, again, they are a number one customer the last few years. They not only buy corn for livestock, but it's also a lot of food grade corn with tortillas and these type of things. They buy a lot of white corn from us. So this was a ban against, started out a ban against all GMO corn, and then we ended up with just a ban against mainly white corn and food grade corn. But now this is over with. We've proven that GMOs are safe, science-based. The trade, basically, we're working as a science-based trade agreement with Mexico, and it's very important. Hopefully we can get some more of that grain going back in there that's white corn and food grade.
Well, definitely something to feel good about as we're headed into the holidays here. A lot more to digest from that ruling. We're actually going to be covering that in the upcoming episode of the podcast here coming up in January, so stay tuned for that. But if you want to learn more, we've done 2 episodes on the darn thing already. Those are back in the podcast catalog here for anyone who wants to go back and get some more information on it. So that's the big news out of Mexico City, but we got some good news this weekend from our own capital in the U.S. here as well. We averted a federal government shutdown with a continuing resolution, and there were a few key items in that resolution that benefit our growers as well. What were they, Ken?
Oh, definitely. Well, first of all, we got a farm bill extension for another year, so that gives us an opportunity to start working on the next farm bill here. That was a win to just get that extension. We've also got $10 billion of economic assistance. The farm community is almost in a recession, if not in a recession. So we need some help there for our farmers trying to get a crop out next year. And then, the other big thing for especially our farmers down in the South is the fact that we got emergency relief when it comes to, all the weather conditions, if it's a hurricane, if it's other areas that had too much rain and areas of drought. So it is a good week for national corn growers, and it really shows you the advocacy that corn growers brings across when we work together with our states and all our growers.
These are things that we've been working for a long time here, and I know a lot of folks are breathing a sigh of relief right now, and certainly a reason to kick back and toast with some eggnog as we head into the holidays here, but certainly doesn't mean it's time to take the foot off the gas either. Come the new year here, we've got more work to do, yeah?
Yes, definitely. We got to keep working on getting higher blends of ethanol out here. That's a huge market for the corn industry. The other areas we got to do is we got to keep working on trade agreements and things like this coming in with a new administration. We're hoping to get some things done there, and there's just a lot of work to do, and we want to keep working with our growers out in the field and working with our state organizations and national corn growers to work as a team to get things done.
Ken, this is the time of year when people tend to focus on gratitude and think about the things that they're thankful for. And so as we all gather together with our families here for the holidays, I thought it appropriate that as the president of NCGA, I wanted to ask you, what are you feeling thankful for right now?
Well, I'm just grateful for being a part of the country's greatest industry, agriculture, and to be just one of the makers of America's crop, which is, of course, corn. If you're a farmer, the contributions that you make to our country and to the world are something that you should be very proud of. At the NCGA, we are proud to work on behalf of all of you. If you're not a farmer, but you support our farmers, we thank you very much. We're looking forward to continuing to work together. And on behalf of NCGA's Corn Board and our staff, a warm wish for a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to all of you.
Well, Happy New Year and Merry Christmas to you as well, Ken, and thank you for taking time to chat with us today. And thank you all for listening. For the National Corn Growers Association, that was President Ken Hartman, and I'm Dusty Weiss. As always, you can get more from NCGA by following the show on your favorite podcast app. You can also follow us on social media or sign up for our email list at ncga.com. The Cobcast is brought to you by the National Corn Growers Association. It's produced by Podcamp Media, branded podcast production for businesses, podcampmedia.com. For the National Corn Growers Association, thanks for listening. Have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and we'll talk to you in 2025.